Hello, my name is Avery Taylor, and today I'll be filling out my Phase 1 All-Star Ballot for the 2025 MLB All-Star Game. In case you're unaware, the MLB All-Star Game has two phases of their ballot process. Phase 1 is where you elect your favorites or most deserving players to go through to Phase 2, which is where you pick the starters. This is where you can get a little bit more loosey-goosey with your sort of predictions, and we're going to go ahead and start off with one of those picks. I think it's going to be Jonathan Aranda for me. I really want to see him get to the next stage. If you're looking at other people, Spencer Torkelson's been grabbing a lot of headlines this year, but I think Aranda's going to be my guy just to help push him through because Tampa Bay Rays don't have a big fan base anyway, and I think he's really deserving to be an all-star. In the National League, there are a lot of great contenders. Pete Alonso up here at the top with a lot of homers, 53 ribbies already, and 949 OPS. Great year. Michael Busch, underrated as crap. Freddie Freeman, Bryce Harper, Reese Hoskins is having a good year. There's a lot of great names you could go with. But I think I'm going to land on Freddie Freeman. He has been unreal for the last month or so, hitting over 400. I just got to give him the nod here at first base. Sticking in the National League side at first base, there are again a lot of great candidates. Cronenworth, good year. Donovan, he's been having a great year, really underrated up to this point in the year. But the big name is Ketel Marte, obviously. 10 homers, 17 RBIs, and 1,000 OPS. That's just unreal numbers for second base. I'm not going to give him my nod because realistically, I think he's going to get through regardless. I think Brendan Donovan definitely deserves some love here at second base. On the American League side of things, not very many strong candidates. Gleyber Torres is having a fine year. Daniel Sneeman. You got people like Jose Altuve, who's just a perennial guy. Brandon Lau had a great month of May. I'm going to give it to Daniel Sneeman in hopes that it pushes him through. Obviously, my vote's not worth that much, but hopefully that can help push him through to the next phase of voting because even if he is mostly just a platoon bat, he has been really good in the year of 2025. At third base, again, I think there's two clear choices. I think there are. Jose Ramirez and Alex Bregman are like you're clear in a way these guys are going to be it. Junior Camanero's having a great year. Michael Garcia's having a really underrated year as well. I'm going to go ahead and give it to J Ram. He's definitely deserving of it, especially with the way he's been playing for about the last month or so. He's just been unreal, untouchable at third base, the best the position could offer. On the National League side of things, it's tough. There are a few names. Max Muncy's been on a tear. Manny Machado has been on a tear. Matt Chapman's just doing his thing. There's some names. Eugenio Suarez is having an interesting year to say the least. He has a ton of home runs, good OPS, but the other numbers aren't so great. But we're going to go ahead and we're just going to give it to Manny Machado, who's just continuing to do his thing even as he's getting a little bit older. Still has a really good slash line, 7 homers, 29 RBIs. Pretty solid there at third base. Shortstop on the National League side of things isn't the strongest position. Geraldo Perdomo is definitely needs more votes than what he's getting. Francisco Lindor is having a great year. Trey Turner's doing Trey Turner things, not playing great defense, but it's Trey Turner. He hits. CJ Abrams having a great year as well. I'd love to vote for him, but I want to make sure Geraldo Perdomo gets his flowers in this year's All-Star voting. He needs to make it to the next year. I know the slash line and the numbers they put on here aren't necessarily mind-boggling, but he has been having a really solid year both with the bat and in the field, and I just got to give him his flowers here and hope that helps push him through. On the American League side of things, there are some good options. Zach Neto, Jeremy Pena. You can never go wrong with the Corey Seager, even though he's not having a great year by any means. Bobby Witt Jr. But I'm going to go with the rookie Jacob Wilson. If the Athletics get anybody into this All-Star game, it has to be Jacob Wilson, and let's just hope I can help push him be a starter. At catcher in the American League, there are some interesting names, but none of them compare to Cal Raleigh. We don't need to talk about this any further. And the National League side of things, we could go with some fun ones like Elias Diaz and Joey Bart. Patrick Bailey's not hidden. Carson Kelly. Carson Kelly, Hunter Goodman. Look at these guys coming out of nowhere and just hitting like a crap ton this year. It would be fun to push through. Will Smith, Jose Trevino. These are some interesting names to say the least. I mean, Will Smith obviously going to come here every year, but the names aside from Will Smith are like, how is this the crop that's come up as like the next best guys? I'm going to give it to Augustin Ramirez. He's been a great rookie for the Marlins. They don't have very many bright spots. I got to give him something. Augustin Ramirez has been great. up to this point in his career. In the outfield on the National League side of things, there are a few different directions you can go with, but I don't know that you can go in a direction other than PCA, who's just been lighting the world on fire so far this year. He's been incredible, 15 homers, 51 RBIs, 866 OPS, just nothing more to say. He plays elite defense. Like, he's just incredible. He has to be in the All-Star game, and he better be the starter. Also, who has to be in the All-Star game is James Wood. 940 OPS, 16 homers, 45 RBIs. He's really breaking out in a big, big way this year, and I'm happy to see it. And then for that final outfield spot, I think you could go in a lot of different directions. I'd love to push Kyle Stowers through, even a Fernando Tatis Jr., Juan Soto, Kyle Tucker. All very, very solid options. Andy Pages is breaking out in a big way. I'm going to go with my boy. You know it. You know it. I have to go with him. It's O'Neal Cruz. He's going to hit a tanks, put him in the home run derby, and just watch what he can do. This guy is a spectacle. I know he's stat-wise not there with the other guys, but I had to put a Pirates guy in there somewhere, and he's my boy, so I had to put him in there. On the American League side of things, I think there's one obvious, very, very obvious choice, and it's Aaron Judge if I can find him. There he is, Aaron Judge. Nothing more needs to be said. But then from there, it's again, you have a really kind of toss up sort of pick. Well, your Abreu started the year incredible. Byron Buxton's doing great things. Kerry Carpenter continues to light up the world for Detroit. I'm going to go with his teammate, Riley Green. Very, very similar numbers up to this point in the year, but Riley Green's just been a tick better on the offensive side. Trent Grisham's come out of nowhere. Stephen Kwan's doing his thing. Like, there are some good options here for sure. I'm going to go ahead and go with Trent Grisham, the Juan Soto replacement for the Yankees. He's been incredible. You have to give him his flowers when you can. And Trent Grisham's going to be my vote. And he'll probably get pushed through just because the Yankees have a large fan base, but he's deserving of it so far this year. At DH, there are really two options, I think. You have to go with Rafael Devers or Ryan O'Hearn, I think, in the American League. I'm going to go ahead and give it to Ryan O'Hearn. I hope that he can get pushed through to the next round of voting. I think just because his stats are so good, he will. But with big names like Ben Rice coming from the Yankees, then you have Brent Rooker, you have Rafael Devers. I'm scared that he won't get pushed through. I'm hoping he will, but Ryan O'Hearn is, in my opinion, needs to be in the next round of voting. And then on the National League side of things, can you go with anybody but Shohei? Can you? Kyle Schwarber's been great. Seiya Suzuki's been great, but Shohei's been on a tear, and he's just been unreal the last month or so. The month of May was way too kind to him. I think you have to go with Shohei, even though he's going to be the most voted for guy most likely anyway, but I think you just have to. And that's going to be my ballot. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know where you guys went. Obviously, I didn't necessarily pick the best player at every single position because that's that's fun, but it's not as fun as, helping push guys through that are deserving of an All-Star nomination, but maybe need some help to get there. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys for watching and have a wonderful day.